This video will be the introduction to Unit 4 about identities and inverses for trig. We should pick up on our notebook on page 67. I want to make sure we leave it blank. What we will do is go over the test number 3 and the most missed questions from test number 3 and put them here on page 67. On page 68 we have the table of contents for unit number 4, identities and inverses. Today we're going to talk about the identities, and in particular we're also going to talk about even and odd identities, as well as verifying identities. And you can see we will fill out the rest of the table of contents as we go. On page 69 we will have a review and reflect for today's lesson. You may want to pause the video here so that you can try to complete the review on your own. So the first thing we're asked to do is to factor. So I want to remind you that this is a perfect square trinomial, because the beginning is a perfect square and the end is a perfect square. So this is the same thing as x squared, and this is the same thing as the quantity y squared. And in the middle, if you have 2 times the x times the y, you have a perfect square trinomial. That means we can factor this into x plus y times x plus y. Or we can write that as x plus y quantity squared. When we factor part b, we notice we have the same idea, so this one will be x minus y times x minus y, or x minus y quantity squared. The last one is a difference of squares, and we can see we can factor that into x plus y and x minus y. For number 2, our job is to add fractions. Remember, we need the common denominator. Our denominators are x and y, which are different. So we're going to figure out what our common denominator would be. It would be x and y. So I'm going to get my 1 over x, and I'm going to multiply it times y over y. And I'm going to get my 1 over y, and I'm going to multiply it times x over x. And that will result in y over xy for the first fraction, and x over xy for the second fraction. And because we have the same denominator, we can see that this is going to be x plus y, or y plus x, over xy. And the last one was we have 1 over x plus 2, and again we need the common denominator. So I'm going to multiply the second fraction by x over x. That will give me 1 over x plus 2x over x. Since I have the common denominator, then I can see that this is 1 plus 2x over x, or 2x plus 1 over x. That concludes this video.